Some really good news coming out for comic fans and for film fans. Sounds like Michael B. Jordan will actually be playing Superman. Now, there has been a lot of discussion over the last couple of years where people were saying Michael B. Jordan would be a great actor to play a black Superman. And I think there's multiple factors to that. I've been a huge fan of the guy since I saw him in Chronicle. I'm pretty sure that was his first role in that. I don't think it's based on comics, but it is in the superhero genre. Excellent movie if you haven't seen it. He's got a lot of accolades in the superhero genre, though. You know, I would consider Chronicle, and then I think he was in the Fantastic Four movie that didn't really do that well, but I liked him. I liked his character. Obviously, he's Killmonger from Black Panther, so it sounds like he actually is a genuine comic fan, and he's also got a phenomenal physique. If you've seen him in Creed, you know, you can just see, and again, as Killmonger, you can just see how built and ripped and aesthetically pleasing the guy is. He looks like a superhero. And despite the movement to make superheroes look very average and ordinary and, you know, nothing exceptional about them, I truly think that is a factor, you know, for comics and for film. They're both visual mediums. Anyway, the only other couple guys I can think of off the top of my head who have that many film, comic accolades, I would say, is Samuel L. Jackson, who is Frozone in The Incredibles. He's obviously Nick Fury. He is Elijah Glass in the M. Night Shyamalan, I forget what they call that trilogy, but the Unbreakable trilogy. And I feel like there's one other, but I'm totally blanking on it right now. But he's phenomenal. And then you got Chris Evans, who, ironically, was also in a Fantastic Four movie, and then Captain America. He was Lucas Lee in the Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie, which is one of my favorite movies. Anyway, so this news dropping about Michael B. Jordan is really exciting, honestly. Apologies if you just heard sirens in the background. No, it's exciting because we recently talked on the channel in the last couple months about a new black Superman. And honestly, in my video, I shared some opinions, but for the most part, I shared opinions of other black creators on YouTube and a lot of other people I've actually spoken to in person. Nobody that I spoke to, nobody liked that idea. Whether they were white, black, male, female, didn't matter. I floated the idea and I said, hey, they're making a new Superman movie and they're going to have Clark Kent be black. And everyone looked at me, comic fans and normies, like, what the fuck did you just say? They looked at me so confused because they didn't like the idea. They didn't understand why it needed to be done. They thought it was silly. And I agree. It was a virtue signal move. It was a political move. It was a whatever you want to call it, but I don't think it was a good move. Anyway, that movie is going to be, I think, directed by J.J. Abrams, but it's going to be written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. One of my friends is from Sierra Leone, and I was talking to him about this, and I bounce a lot of stuff off of him. You know, we were talking about the argument that somebody made. One of the showrunners of the show, Luther, who was a black woman, was saying that Idris Elba's character wasn't black enough because of not eating Caribbean food and not having enough black friends. So that's now an inside joke with my friend and myself. But anyway, I was telling him about the black Superman thing, and I said Ta-Nehisi Coates was going to be writing it, and he goes, oh yeah, he's black. And then we had a very interesting discussion on that, but he doesn't like the idea either. Regardless, this is great news because this is not the same project that Ta-Nehisi Coates will be writing. Sounds like he's going to be writing the screenplay for a film, whereas Michael B. Jordan is developing something else. It sounds like it's going to be a miniseries for HBO MAX. And here's the kicker. He's not going to be playing a race-bent Clark Kent because nobody other than Ta-Nehisi Coates, nobody wants that. It's lazy. I think it's disrespectful to the black community because it's basically saying like, hey, you have characters that are unique and original, but we don't have enough faith in them. We're not going to invest in them, basically. You know what I mean? They could easily take one of these other characters and with good writing and good acting, they could have them be a household name because that was proven with Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man in 2008. Most people did not know who the fuck Iron Man was. Now everybody knows who Iron Man is. Anyway, Michael B. Jordan will be playing Val Zod in the new HBO series, and I think this is incredible news. Absolutely incredible news. I'm actually very excited. Like when I heard this, I got like really giddy. And also, I left the gym today. It's my first day off in a while. So I went to the gym. I drove to a new comic book store I'd never been to. Bought some goodies there. It was freaking cool. It was like a nerd haven. They had, all sorts of Warhammer shit, which I'm not into. They had a bunch of Magic the Gathering stuff, which my brother is into. I'm not into that. But again, they had all sorts of cool stuff. And, I'm already excited to go back. But yeah, hearing this news about Michael B. Jordan playing Val Zod, this is incredible. And I don't know what all the factors are for this. I think Michael B. Jordan himself is a legitimate comic fan, and I think he respects himself and he respects the comic fan community enough to, when he had an interview years ago with Oprah, who definitely kind of she was asking like probing questions, trying to get him to, I guess, admit or confess that he wanted to play Clark Kent, and he was pretty adamant that he didn't want to. But it doesn't mean he didn't want to play a Superman. So voila, now we have Val Zod. I think this is really exciting because obviously with the criticism of a Ta-Nehisi Coates written race-bent Clark Kent, you know that the biggest argument is going to be people that are going to say, oh, well, you're a racist if you don't support this idea. And they won't actually listen to why people have concerns. It's just easy to throw that card or that label out there. This will be great because I truly think the Ta-Nehisi Coates film is going to be a bomb at the box office in comparison to what it could be for being a Superman film. I think a lot of people have no interest in it. They're going to be confused by it, especially with Henry Cavill recently playing, obviously we just had the Snyder Cut. There's also the Superman and Lois show out there right now. So you're going to try to have three relatively mainstream Supermen at the same time, all being Clark Kent. People are going to be really just baffled by it. I'm not saying nobody's going to see it, but it's not going to be, I really don't think it's going to be anything groundbreaking. It's not going to break any records, at least any like good financial box office records. Maybe like a woke record or something, I don't know. But at the same time, or at least in the same time frame, we will see Michael B. Jordan in his miniseries playing Val Zod. And depending on who's writing it, and it is for HBO Max too, so they can make some really quality stuff. Depending on who's writing it, this will be a great example to shut everybody up who's playing the racist card, because it will be a mainstream black Superman, and I'm sure if this show is not overly politicized and overly woke, we will have legions of fans totally in support of this, because, I love the idea. This is incredible. It's like Warner Brothers, or, I don't know, is that offensive to say? Should I say Warner siblings? It's like they actually listened to the fans, because, again, I had not seen anybody, at least not anybody respectable, in favor of the race-bent Clark Kent. And YouTube, and like I said, I just showed screenshots of, like, creator after creator after creator on YouTube, all black, all comic nerds, all being like, this idea is awful. They hated it. So it's kind of like somebody at Warner Brothers actually took note of that and said, hey, we'll still do that. We've already signed some contracts, and, we've already paid Ta-Nehisi Coates or whatever. But maybe we should also take a different approach, because it sounds like if we used Calvin Ellis or Val Zod, we'd have a lot of support. And again, Michael B. Jordan, he's an incredible talent. It would be a waste to not have that man play somebody, Superman-esque. And I'm really excited to see what is to come of this. Obviously, the news is very fresh, last couple days. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you like this idea, if you have any interest in seeing this versus the Ta-Nehisi Coates one, if you think this is going to just blow the Ta-Nehisi Coates one out of the water. If you're new here, please throw a subscribe and a like on the video. It really does help me out a lot, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can start doing community posts. I absolutely love this community. I love engaging with you guys. The comments and questions and topics that we discuss, below all the videos, they're amazing. I've pretty much abandoned all other forms of social media because it just seems like a wasteful time sponge, but the conversations here are just really great and, just always intriguing, so I appreciate the support. Let's discuss this below. I got some other videos coming up soon, hopefully in the next couple days, because I have a few days off. Speaking of Superman, I actually want to do a video talking about self-inserts coming up, because my wife and I went to the pool at our apartment building the other day, and some guy looked at me kind of funny as I walked over there, and he just goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I thought you were Superman for a second." And it was kind of an awkward compliment, and I was just like, "Oh, like, thank you." And it kind of confused me more so because I was like, wait, does he know that Superman is a fictional character? I don't know. Like, is he saying that he thought I was Henry Cavill? Which would be a high compliment. I don't look like Henry Cavill. Maybe from a distance. I'm a taller version. I was like, is he saying I look like Henry Cavill? Or did he actually think I'm a Kryptonian superhuman alien? Like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks, man. Yeah, sweet. Let's swim now. All right, I'll talk to you guys in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.